Hi everyone, we're continuing with The Bomb, and we're going to read the section called The Gatekeeper. One afternoon in late March 1943, Dorothy McKibben, a 45-year-old single mother, was crossing the street in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Halfway across, she ran into Joe Stevenson, a local businessman she knew casually. There were no cars coming, so they talked in the street. "How would you like a job as a secretary?" asked Stevenson, who heard McKibben was looking for work. "Secretary to what?" she wanted to know. He smiled. "Secretary," he said. She knew he was doing something for the government, something to do with the war. "Well, what would I do?" she asked. "You would be a secretary," he said. "Don't you know what a secretary does?" "Not always." "Well, think it over. I'll give you 24 hours. Intrigued, McKibben agreed to meet her potential employer the next day in the lobby of La Fonda, the nicest hotel in town. She was standing there waiting when she saw a man enter. He wore a trench coat. He had wiry black hair and bright blue eyes. He strode directly to her and introduced himself as Mr. Bradley. Then he fired quick questions about her background, her skills, her knowledge of Santa Fe. As she answered, he leaned forward and stared intensely at her. "I never met a person with a magnetism that hit you so fast and so completely," she said later. She had no idea who this man was or what he was doing in town. She didn't care. "I knew anything he was connected with would be alive," she said. "I thought to be associated with that person, whoever he was, would be simply great." She took the job. When she reported for work the next day, the man was waiting for her. Only when they got inside and closed the door did he tell her that his real name was Robert Oppenheimer. A week later, confused scientists began showing up in Santa Fe, wandering the streets, holding a letter that read, "Go to 109 East Palace Avenue, Santa Fe, New Mexico. There you will find out how to complete your trip." Friendly locals directed the strangers to an ancient wrought iron gate that opened into a courtyard built by Spanish settlers in the 1600s. In one of the buildings surrounding the courtyard was a door marked with the number 106. When newcomers knocked, they were greeted by Dorothy McKibben, the gatekeeper, as she became known. They arrived breathless and sleepless and haggard, tired from riding on trains that were slow, she remembered. The new members were tense with expectancy and curiosity. Those were the ones who found the address. McKibben also often got calls from nearby drugstores that began, "There's a party here who is lost." She'd say, "Send them over right away." In a small office crammed with desks and boxes, McKibben wrote out security passes for the scientists. She told them that from now on their mailing address was Post Office Box 1663, Santa Fe, New Mexico. To avoid drawing attention to the arrival of so many scientists, she cautioned them never to refer to each other as doctor or professor while in town. Then she gave them directions to Los Alamos. Scientists continued arriving through April. The office was a madhouse, said McKibben. Famous physicists were given code names. Enrico Fermi, for example, was supposed to tell people his name was Henry Farmer. But Fermi had a hard time remembering his new name and felt absurd pronouncing it with a thick Italian accent. Like Fermi, much of Oppenheimer's scientific dream team was European, many of them Jews who had escaped from Hitler. This gave America a huge advantage in its race with Germany, but also presented a security problem. The people of Santa Fe, a city of just 20,000, began to wonder why so many men with European accents were suddenly walking the streets. And there were other clues that something was going on. Long lines of army trucks were seen driving up the narrow road to Los Alamos. They always went up the hill loaded. They always came back empty. Some amazing rumors began to circulate through Santa Fe, remembered Leslie Groves. Some guessed that Los Alamos housed a secret military project. They were making submarines, according to one rumor, death rays, according to another. Others claimed Los Alamos was home for pregnant military personnel, or possibly a nudist colony. The crazier the rumors got, the more they worried Groves and Oppenheimer.